I shouldn't be telling you this. I know what happens when you speak of them, when you let the memories out. But I don't care anymore. They've already taken everything from me. My friends, my sanity, my sleep. So if this is the last thing I ever leave behind, let it be a warning. My name is Ethan Cole, and for 15 years, I was a ghost hunter. You've probably seen my old videos online. Grainy night vision shots of me walking through abandoned buildings, holding a recorder. Scaring shadows to show themselves. You thought it was entertainment, a thrill, just cheap scares. But it wasn't. It was bait. And I was the prey. When I first started ghost hunting, I didn't believe in a damn thing. Not spirits, not demons, not any of it. It was just a business, a way to make money off people's fear. We'd set up cameras in dusty old houses, shake chains off screen, whisper into our own audio recorders. Then we'd upload the footage, cut it just right, and call it proof of the paranormal. But the funny thing about pretending to believe in something is that sometimes it starts believing in you. It was our 5th year in the business when we came across the Ashwood Asylum, a rotting husk on the outskirts of Boston, boarded windows, fences leaning like broken teeth. People said the patients never left, at least not their screams. The locals warned us about room 6A, said no one should ever step inside after midnight. Naturally, we went straight there. My team stayed back in the hallway while I entered alone, camera in hand. The moment the door shut behind me, the air changed, heavier, like water pressing against my lungs. I turned my flashlight on and froze. The walls were covered in scratch marks, hundreds of them, deep grooves like fingernails dragged until they broke. The floor was littered with pieces of plaster and something else, something yellowed and thin. Fingernails, real ones. I lifted my camera, but before I could hit record, I heard it. You shouldn't be here. Not from the hallway, not from the room, from inside my head. That night, our cameras all glitched out, every single one except mine. When I reviewed the footage later, I found something I don't remember recording. A single frame, less than a second. It was me, but not me. My face was twisted into a grin, so wide my lips tore at the corners. My eyes were pure black, and behind me, in the grainy shadows, stood a woman, pale, broken-necked, her hair hanging like seaweed. Her eyes, empty sockets. I should have quit right there, but I didn't, and she followed me home. It started small, shadows moving at the edge of my vision, whispers when I tried to sleep. Then it grew. One night, I woke up outside, barefoot, standing in the woods behind my house. My camera was in my hand, though I hadn't taken it to bed. When I pressed play, the footage showed me sleeping. Hours of me lying in bed, my chest rising and falling. But I was holding the camera. The last 30 seconds of that recording, my sleeping body slowly opened its eyes, stared straight into the lens, and whispered, "I see you." She began appearing in mirrors, always behind me, her head tilted, her mouth moving silently. Once I saw her reflection raise a hand, even though mine stayed still. She pressed her palm against the glass, and when I looked down, my skin burned, a handprint blistering. I wasn't the only one. Ghost hunters across the country began disappearing. A friend of mine, Josh, called me one night sobbing, saying he couldn't make the voices stop. His last words were, "She's in the walls. She's..." The line went dead. 2 weeks later, they found him in his motel room. No forced entry, no struggle, just his body, staring at the corner of the ceiling, mouth stretched into the same impossible smile I'd seen on my own footage. The police ruled it a seizure. I knew better. Now, every time I try to sleep, I hear her. Crawling, whispering, laughing. I can't tell where I end and she begins anymore. Sometimes I catch myself talking in a voice that isn't mine. Sometimes I find scratches under my skin, like something is trying to claw its way out from the inside. This is why I'm recording this confession, because once she fully takes me, there'll be nothing left to warn you. If you've listened this far, it's too late. That's how she spreads. Through stories, through recordings, through the curiosity of people like you who can't resist watching, listening, replaying. She is listening right now, through me, through this. And when I stop talking, when this tape cuts off, she will need someone new. Then, faintly, barely audible, now it's your turn.